Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Breakdown with Bethany. I'm Bethany Braun Silva, and today my guest is actress, lifestyle expert, and mom, JoAnna Garcia Swisher. If you can believe it, we're already talking about heading back to school. JoAnna's going to be giving us some of her great tips for getting your kids and yourself prepared. She's also going to be discussing her directorial debut, which is so exciting, and of course, all her incredible lifestyle tips. So check it out. Hi, JoAnna. Thank you so much. I know we're like in the middle of summer, but I'm a mom of two. I think I'm just like 1 year. I have my kids are 2012 and 2015. So I think
Oh,
we're like 1 year ahead and I have two boys, but we're always thinking about back to school, right? Like,
always.
always.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like the month of June, I don't know when your kids get out of school, but my kids get out right after, like at Memorial Day. And the month of June just goes by so fast while you're kind of trying to catch your breath. And already like, wow, I just ordered my kids like their uniforms. And I'm like, what's happening? There's no break.
It feels like as soon as before we can like fully enjoy the summer, of course, like moms were already thinking about like what does that preparation look like? And I know you have this really awesome partnership. So
Yes.
tell us about that and then a little bit of what that back to school preparation looks like in the Garcia Swisher household.
Well, I was so excited about this partnership because Post-it brand and Scotch brand, like they are both products that we use in our home. And so it felt so organic and exciting. And then to know that they were committed to helping parents get back to school with ease and organization, I was like, I am all in. And these back to school countdown kits have been so great. I was lucky enough to get mine early, so we were able to, kind of tear through all of the projects. They have this like great little um calendar with different projects to do and use all the different products, and it really was just an amazing, it's been fun. I mean, I always laugh, like these are two companies that their products are like they are in our home. I mean, my kids are using scotch tape everywhere and, post-it note, super sticky post-it notes everywhere. So it's like so nice to have something that's really focused, and, the projects are really fun and it's just been great.
Do you bring your kids like into the back to school prep like fold at all? Because I know sometimes I'm like doing the bulk of the shopping and the prepping, and then it's like the night before school. Like I've had this experience 1 year and they're like, what? Like they're like,
Yeah.
what? Do you bring your kids into all that organizational stuff beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely I don't know if it's something that the way I was raised, but getting my like book bag at the beginning of the year was almost as fun as like back to school shopping and all of my school supplies. I am a supply nerd. So I mean, you should see my little supply closet. So it was fun. I felt like so organized and prepared when I was a kid. So I think that I kind of have tried to infuse that enthusiasm in my children. My older one is, older. Emmy's like, she gets that little list and she's ready to go. She's doing her summer reading. The little one's still trying to like figure it all out. She's more interested in what her lunchbox is going to look like. But this has been really fun. And part of what I loved about these back to school kits that are just, there's incredible products that are all inside of them, but the projects have been really fun. So we've been able to kind of talk through it, and it's really all about being best prepared for, a great to have, great preparation. I think it's just I get things off to a great start. There's no scrambling, getting our heads right, getting our minds right, and it's been fun.
I love that. And I know a lot of the prep, and we talk, of course, a lot that organizational aspect also kind of gets the mindset ready for kids. I mean, some kids, my older son is starting middle school in
Yeah.
September, and there's a sort of like a swirling of like low level anxiety around that. But I know that's like the supply list and like that is like one thing we can fully prepare for that would sort of mitigate that. Do you guys like, how do you kind of mentally prepare your kids for that back to school season, if you will?
I mean, I think just trying to stay organized, and I am very much like a preparation person. I think in all aspects of the world, it's not to say that everything is planned to a T because I'm a little bit of a free spirit in that way. But I do think that if you have the basics covered, you can kind of like free yourself up to enjoy the moment a little bit more. And so we talk a lot about that just in terms of like mindfulness in our home, and knowing that, we kind of are all over the place in my family. And so it's nice to feel like, okay, if you've got your bases covered, you can enjoy like the journey of it. And so we talk a little bit about that. And yeah, I think starting a new school year, especially as kids get older and they're more aware, there is anxiety that comes with all of that kind of stuff. And so it's nice to be prepared and be organized. I mean, we have super sticky notes all over our house reminding us of things, but also I use those notes in my children's lunch boxes. So just to say, hey, I love you. I'm thinking about you. It's very low key way to, remind them that mom loves them.
I know. I feel like Post-its are such a quintessential like mom must have between like the lunchbox notes and just like reminders for ourselves. I'm also just wondering, like before that back to school season, are you guys planning any kind of cool summer events or vacations? Like, how do you guys take that time to bond over the summer?
Well, right now we live at the lake, and it's my happy place over the summer. So we tend to have a lot of visitors come to visit us, which is there's nothing better than a house filled with people that you love. In fact, if you hear any pitter patter, it's because there's about 4 families that just arrived an hour ago. Um, and so really that has been great. And we usually try to travel more in June because we're out, and we just got back from a West Coast trip and saw our friends get married and do all of that. But I feel like, just trying to spend time together, because that is fleeting. And my oldest daughter tried camp, but that wasn't, I don't think, for her really. And I was secretly very grateful. I was like, yeah, no pressure, no pressure. You don't have to do that again.
We're kind of that doing that too. Like this summer, this the first year, we're not even gonna try any kind of day camp or anything like that. I wasn't planning on asking you this, so let me know if it's okay. But as working moms, you mentioned you're kind of like in the middle of summer. You have
Yeah,
guests that have just arrived at your house. And I've been a parenting editor for over a decade, so I always struggle with this question, like, how do you balance it all? But do you have
yeah.
tips around like working and like staying present with the family and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I, when I have plenty of mom guilt like anybody else. And I have moments where I feel like, oh my gosh, but I do feel like, relying on the village, and that is probably not something that was like came very naturally to me, but also just knowing that there's a lot of support around us, even in the way of teachers and all of that, and really just being honest about what our lifestyle brought to the table, which meant a lot of traveling, and the girls were going to be in and out of school, and that was specific for us. But I at the end of the day, I'm really proud that my girls do get to see that I'm doing something that I love, and that I work hard at my job. And there's always, there's definitely some sleepless nights trying to make sure you get the birthday party planned, or this like particular thing. And there's like this like constant sort of checklist in my brain. But again, relying on the kindness of the people around me, and giving myself a little bit of grace, and knowing that, it's all going to work out in the end. And every story is different. And as long as you're, showing them and showing up for them and showing them that you love them, I think that there's a lot of incredible gifts that, can come from watching a parent work really hard.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I did want to pivot to talk a little bit about work. I mean, I love your lifestyle website, The Happy Place. And I also am a huge fan of the show that you are going to be directing an episode of. Can you quickly
Yeah.
tell us about that? Like, what an accomplishment.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a dream come true. We just locked my episode, and it's something I'm very proud of, and a show that I really, really love. I mean, Sweet Magnolias is so much of my heart, and working with actors and creatives, and in front of the camera and behind the camera, they are a family to me. And so they really lifted me up and supported me through this, and encouraged me to take this step, which I was really nervous to do. And it was something that I'm just so excited about. I genuinely love the people that I work with, and super invested in their stories. And so to be able to step, into the director's chair, sit into the director's chair, and be able to help kind of navigate those moments. And my episode comes at a really special moment where a lot of like the emotion kind of comes flooding in. A lot happens in season 4, so it's a lot to process. And my episode comes where it's sort of like the dust is settling, and everyone's sort of at their crossroads. And so I felt like really lucky to be able to direct an episode that was so emotionally charged and sexy and sweet and meaningful. And it just felt like I just really loved it. I loved the process, and everybody was really nice to me. They took it easy on me. They were really nice.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that at all. So excited to see. I can't wait. And I'm also a huge fan of your website, The Happy Place.
Thank
So
you.
I'm gonna, we'll tell people about that as well. And
I
congrats
really
on the
appreciate that.
partnership and everything you got going on. I hope you guys have a great summer.
I really appreciate it. You too. Hang in there from one working mom to the next.
Absolutely.